All right, are we live? Cool, cool. All right, hey Rockstar, Steve aka Void here. I help self-guitarists, let's try that again. I help self-taught guitarists play more songs with less practice. It is morning here, and maybe my English isn't working, but definitely my guitar playing and coaching ability is. So let's get into it, and why not start the day with a blooper? So today we're going to be talking about three go-to chords, my favorite go-to chords for playing songs fast. Okay, cool. Steven is here. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. And you guys could see and hear me clearly, right? So let's make sure if you can just comment and let me know that you can see and hear me clearly, that would be awesome. All right, so let's jump into it. Basically, three go-to chords for playing songs. And this is something that I do pretty much with any song that I want to play very quickly. This is something that I help my students with in my Play From Day One program, which, by the way, if you want to get some more information, or if you want to jump into the program and have me teach you how to learn songs faster and basically do that without hours of grueling practice, then definitely check out playfromday1.com, add your name to the waiting list, and then we can have a chat about your guitar playing and see if it's the right fit for you. So cool, awesome. Tony, welcome, buddy, and thanks, Steven, for letting me know that this all works. So, three go-to chords for playing songs. Now, these aren't three specific chords. These are three chord families that are my absolute favorite. And why do you want to have go-to? Why do you want to have a set of chords that is sort of a go-to set? Well, I'm all about removing friction. I want to make sure that I could play songs and my students could play songs as quickly as possible, and so especially when you're starting out or when you're stuck in a rut, you want to have as many songs as you can, so that you could jump to that. And if things get tough, you want to jump to the songs that you can play, and you could crank the record and you can play along with the record, and that's what's going to really help you with your building your confidence, whether again if you're starting or if you're stuck in a rut. So my three favorite chord families are as follows, and it is in no particular order, but these are the three. I've got superglue chords, I'll show you what those are in a sec, power chords, and bar chords. So you probably heard of power chords and bar chords, but I'm going to just show you quickly what you can do with those and why they're important. I'm just going to quickly check my tuning here, which I forgot to do right before the session. So, all right, so basically, let's jump into it. The first set, let's start with power chords, because power chords are probably the most powerful, no pun intended. They will help you to play songs very quickly, and all you really need is to get the first. If you're looking up a chord or a lyric sheet that has chords at the top, all you have to do is take the first letter, if it's a C or if it's a D, or let's say if it's an F sharp, you take that information and then you can apply that to the fretboard. You find that note, so let's just say if it's a C, let's say if it's a D, and then maybe you have an A, so then you just take your ring finger, let me switch here to the guitar cam. You take your ring finger, you put it 2 frets up and 1 string down. Cool. John Harbour in the house. Awesome. Welcome, buddy. So power chords are a great type of chord, because this is what allows for you to play, whether the song has power chords in it or not, you can play along with basically any song with power chords. So these are the most powerful chords in my opinion, and that's why they make my list. So if, let's say, these sound great with clean guitar. These also sound great with distortion. So for example, if I was playing distorted, then they sound awesome. Or you can play palm muted. It just sounds really, really good. And you can do that for basically any kind of song, because it'll be compatible, and that's what you're looking for at first when you're learning a song. You want excuse me, that compatibility when you play the record, hopefully up to speed, and that is what this allows for you to do. It allows for you to play up to speed, and that builds your confidence, and that's how you can grow into the actual chords that are on the record. First, have the sort of bass line where you're where you're playing with the power chords, and then you can move into whatever the chords are on the record. Okay, so does that make sense? So that's number one, one of the go-to chords. These aren't really ranked, but I really like power chords a lot. So power chords are one of them. Next would be, let's say, bar chords. And again, these are just in whatever order, because you might like the sound, you might like how they feel, depending on what song you're playing or what speed you're playing. Like for slower songs, maybe bar chords, or for softer songs, bar chords. For rock songs, I mean, power chords are a great choice. But bar chords are really great because this is what adds the quality and the emotion to the chord. So with power chords, you don't get any emotion. But when you have bar chords, so for example, with bar chords, now these are major chords, so now you can have a difference. Like for example, now one example is going to sound good, the other one's not going to sound good. This one sounds good. But this one, if you had them as minor, like that, those chords don't sound good together. But when you combine, that almost sounds like Sunday Bloody Sunday. So if I was playing, let's just say something like Sunday Bloody Sunday, if I played it with power chords, that's something that's compatible with the record. And it sounds good. You could play along with the record. Maybe it's I think it's in a different key. But anyway, the power chords, there is a limitation. Sometimes you want that quality, you want that emotion in there. So that's where you would have bar chords, where you have major and minor versions of these chords. So the added notes that you add to that power chord are basically going to help you capture the emotion of the song. You could still play with power chords and be happy doing that. Song's done, that's it. But if you want to build on that and add that emotion, then bar chords are going to be what you're looking for. So that's why they make the list. I love them because you can play them all across the fretboard and keep the same shape pretty much throughout. For some songs, it's the exact same shape depending on what you're playing. Power chords and bar chords are really great chords. Now, the third type is one that you may not have heard before. I mean, definitely if you haven't worked with me before, you probably haven't heard of these, but these are called superglue chords. And superglue chords are chords that stay in one position, and they have your ring finger and your pinky glued down, super glued down to the 3rd fret of the 2nd and 1st string. And I use these chords a lot, and my students use these a lot to play songs quickly, because you can play, let's say, something like conventional, like you could play a G. That's probably why you're familiar with this kind of thing here. But this is where you play something like G, and we have, let's say, C, and then D, where instead of going C, G, C with all the twisting and turning, G, C, and then D, okay, and then maybe E minor. So instead of doing that, what I would do instead is glue these down here, and not literally, but you have these down here, and you're basically playing. You notice the whole time the fingers, the weakest 2 fingers, the ring finger and the pinky, are super glued down here. And what's great about super glue is that you can take a capo and you put that anywhere, and you take the same shapes. And you could play the same shapes in different keys, which means that you could play a lot of songs that have that need more of like that open chord sort of sound. And bar chords and power chords don't really sound as good as maybe some open chords. Like, so actually, you know, what's funny is that these superglue chords are used in very popular songs like Wonderwall. You have that. What else? You have Wish You Were Here. Yeah, G. Yeah, so G. So So these superglue chords are really great because you're not twisting and turning. You're not moving up and down the fretboard. You're just staying in one position. And you're keeping that position, and it allows for you to get a lot out of a little. And that's what I'm all about, is making sure that you can learn a little bit of information, and then you can use that on thousands and thousands of songs. So again, bar chords, power chords, superglue chords. These are the three go-to chords in my opinion, and I base a lot of my coaching, a lot of the methodology of playing from day one on these chords first, because they're great for getting you started in a song and then you build from there. They're also great for getting you out of a rut if you just want to play some songs quickly. So it doesn't even matter if you're a beginner guitar player, even if you've been playing for a little while, but the songs that you're working on are, you're always feeling like you're working on the song rather than playing it. These are great chords, because if you just throw down a power chord version, or if you throw down a superglue version, then you're going to get back in the game playing music, which is what you need to be doing as a guitar player, and then growing and building from there. And it might just give you that one little thing, one little spark that can get you back on track. So superglue chords, power chords, bar chords. A couple of examples here. I mean, I already gave you some examples with superglue, but if you had, let's say, like About a Girl, you don't have that much movement there. For example, Hotel California would be, let's say, with bar chords. So, you know, you have the bar chords that are taking care of all the color and everything. I mean, I know that you're not doing it with the capo, with the exact 12-string guitar that Don Felder's playing. You know, we're making something that's compatible with the record, and that's the most important thing over here. And then let's just say Summer of '69. If you want to play with power chords, you're playing that, or even the next part. Represent these parts with the different chords and then build on that. Maybe the Summer of '69, the power chords, you want to build those into bar chords because you want a little more color out of it. So you take these chords, you take these simple chords, and you evolve them. So power chords go into bar chords really well, and then bar chords, if let's just say the bar chords you're on just the 6th string at first, then you can evolve that into, maybe you play on the 5th string and you mix and match there, and you can then do some more movement. But the whole idea is that you're starting with something simple, and then based on your success of playing it with the record, then you can grow into whatever the next version of the song is. And sometimes that takes a few hours, sometimes that takes a few days, but it definitely doesn't take, you know, months and months of struggling with the song. This is what can get you really motivated and having a lot of fun with guitar and having fun with the song. Sometimes you're done with the song, that's how you play it, and you don't have to evolve that into anything else. But if you do want to evolve that into what you hear, exactly what you hear on the record, where there might be some more movement or there's different twists and turns, then at least you have a foundation that you can build on, and then you can also escape to if things get really tough with what's going on the actual record. You could just jump into the play along version and get into that really quickly. So I hope that makes sense. If you enjoyed this, if you want to actually learn how to do this specifically for the songs that you are working on, so whether it's playing with power chords or bar chords, you need to know if superglue chords work for this song, or if you want to know the specific superglue chords, definitely check out playfromday1.com. I can help you personally with this and working on each song, getting you started. Sometimes we don't need any of these chords. Sometimes it's working with something completely different, but these are a really, really great starting point. If you want to play songs quickly, these are my 3 go-to chords for playing songs. So, yes, John, that's how you played Torn, Natalie Imbruglia. That is such a great starting point to then build from. And for some people, these are all the chords that they use. Watch a singer-songwriter playing guitar, especially if they didn't play before and they play live, and you see them playing acoustic guitar. They're either using a capo with some simple chords, they're playing bar chords. These are chords that are very, very easy to use because they're very compatible with a lot of different songs. So you mix and match these chords, and I think that you're going to have a lot of songs under your belt. When you can get to about 15 or 20 songs, then you have a good sort of goose egg to to come back to if things get really, really tight. Is that the same goose egg? I don't think I'm using that in the right context. anyway, what's one more blooper for today? So maybe nest egg. Maybe that's the term I'm looking for. Anyway, so if you are serious about playing guitar and you want to jump into having a coach to guide you through this process, then definitely check out playfromdayone.com. And again, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, or comment. I'll answer all the questions inside the comments. And I love to hear from you. It also helps to shape the future videos from here. But for today, these 3 go-to chords, this is one of the most important videos that I shot for you, because these chords are the chords that are going to really help you to increase your song playlist and have a great time playing guitar. So that is all I have for you today, and we'll see you in the next video.